Let me remind you, there is two different part while you are conducting necropsy examination or as a lecture as I am dealing with you. So in this part, I am basically dealing with the changes in the different organs and the possible cause that are going to cause this type of changes. And the second lecture that is most important, where I will tell you in different disease what possible changes, what the changes you can expect, and that class will be more fruitful than this class naturally because you are more interested in talking about the disease. So in the next class, when I will talk about the changes in the different diseases, it will be a very fruitful class to you. This is going to create a concept, a fundamentals, so that you can understand the my next class. So let's start now from the last slide where I was dealing basically. So I was dealing with intestine. So in intestine, as I was telling you, there can be the presence of Escherichia, there can be the presence of Capillaria worms, there can be widespread hemorrhages that might be due to coccidiosis, that might be due to Salmonella, that might be due to uh, in case of Ranichet disease, there can be blotchy hemorrhages with some patches. In case of Clostridia, there can be dots of mixture of red and white dots. In case of Eimeria nicatrix, there can be ulcers in case of Clostridial infection. In case of Staphylococcus infection, the intestine can be collapsed and glued together in case of heat stroke particularly. In case there can be presence of small white bodies in case of Eimeria acerulina. The intestinal contents may appear green in case of low feed intake and bile. And Turkish towel-like effect, that is brownish Turkish towel-like effect, is usually seen in case of necrotic enteritis and in case of coccidiosis. So in this slide, you can see some, in this picture, and the right top, you can see this is the ascarid worms in the intestine, fully packed ascarid worms in the intestine. And in the first diagram, you can see necrotic changes, necrotic enteritis in the intestine, necrotic enteritis of the intestine. And in this bottom photograph, left side, you can see the presence of capillaria in the intestinal lumen. These are the capillaria roundworms. And in this diagram, you can see the thickening of the intestinal wall with some corrugations. It indicates basically chronic enteritis. And in this case, you can see some dots, white dots like appearance, as in case of some Eimeria infection. You can say white dot is like appearance in the intestine. Now we will talk about the Sika. You know, in bird there's two cecum, therefore it is called as Sika. The singular is cecum, here it is plural. So in Sika, there can be blood. Uh, the Sika can be ballooned and there can be presence of clotted blood in case of cecal coccidiosis, that is Eimeria tenella. In this diagram, you can see the ballooned, swollen, highly swollen Sika containing clotted blood. So this is a clear-cut case of cecal coccidiosis, Eimeria tenella. The Sika can be thickened, ulcerated. It is a case of blackhead disease. If there is necrotic ulceration, it is a case of Ranichet disease. It is important. In this diagram, you can see there is necrotic ulceration of the cecal tonsils basically. At the point where the ceca starts, there is cecal tonsils. Two ceca, therefore two cecal tonsils. In both the cecal tonsils, you can see necrotic ulceration. It is also, it has the same importance as the pinpoint hemorrhages over the proventricular gland in case of Ranichet disease. Widespread hemorrhages, necrotic ulceration in the cecal tonsils, pinpoint hemorrhages over the proventricular tip is pathognomic for Newcastle disease or Ranichet disease. You can see even thread-like organisms, that is cecal worms in the ceca, presence of white coats in case of coccidiosis, salmonellosis. There can be ulcers in case of ulcerative enteritis. In case of ovary, if you see the egg follicles are hard and shrunken, it is the case of salmonella. Egg follicles will appear hard and shrunken, it is the case of salmonella. If there is a presence of broken egg yolks in the ovary, it is a case of foul vulva. And if the ovary appears like cauliflower like, It is due to tumorous growth caused by Marek's disease, particularly. In the bursa, you might be aware, if it is highly enlarged, particularly in the initial stage of infectious bursal disease, in initial condition, the bursa is highly enlarged. In this diagram, you can see the bursa is highly enlarged. However, in the later duration of IBD, this bursa becomes atrophied and even become smaller. Regarding heart, if you see fibrinous pericarditis, the heart is covered with fibrin, which appears thick and yellow sheet-like, as in this case. In this case, you can see. In this case, you can see. Sorry. In this case, you can see the presence of fibrin deposition. So this is the case of the fibrin deposition of the over the heart indicates chronic respiratory disease, fall cholera, coli brucellosis, chlamydiosis. In these 4 or 5 cases, there will be fibrin deposition over the heart, which we call as fibrinous pericarditis. If there is fluid in between the pericardial sac, it is a case of anemia. Also, one disease that is called Lyche disease in case of toxins, even the aflatoxins or other poisonings. If there is hemorrhage over the heart, it indicates some septicemic conditions like fall cholera, also in case of fall typhoid, also in case of avian influenza, there can be hemorrhages. If you remember, I have told you once that in case of avian influenza, that is in case of bird flu particularly, the epicardial fat of the heart, there is pinpoint hemorrhages, which gives a very beautiful picture that you can see in this diagram. This is heart and this is the epicardial fat, and there is very minute pinpoint hemorrhages. So this will be the in case of avian influenza. And if the heart is enlarged, it is called as round heart disease, or in case of ascites. In this diagram, you can see small tumors also. In the last diagram, it is a case of Marek's disease. A small tumors over the heart. Here you can see the deposition of fluid in the pericardial sac. So these are some changes in the heart. Next, liver. When there will be the fibrinous hepatitis, that is over the liver, there is deposition of fibrin. Similarly, it can be the case of bird flu, Rannicke disease. It can be the case of chronic respiratory disease, fall cholera, chlamydiosis, or E. coli, that is coli bacillosis. In majority of the case, in case of coli septicemia, you can observe perihepatitis and fibrinous perihepatitis and fibrinous pericarditis. A common finding in case of coli bacillosis, coli septicemia. And if the liver appears necrosed with mottling appearance, necrosis with mottling appearance, it is the case of inclusion body hepatitis or blackhead disease. If there is white or yellow spots over the liver, that is due to necrotic spots, it is the case of fall cholera or Salmonella colorum, or ulcerative, also in case of ulcerative enteritis. If the liver appears enlarged, dark, swollen, in case of typhoid, it appears metallic and highly enlarged. So in case of fall typhoid, fall cholera, septicemic disease, toxemic disease, inclusion body hepatitis, the liver will be swollen and appear dark. Yellowish and gritty nodules. When you cut the nodules, you will feel a sand-like grittiness, and it is yellowish in color. So it will be the case of tuberculosis. You know this. And liver is enlarged, but there can be nodules, may not be nodules in case of Marek's disease and lymphoid leukosis, particularly lymphoid leukosis. The liver is greatly enlarged. Therefore, it is also called as big liver disease. There can be ulcers in the liver in case of blackhead disease, also in case of some Eimeria infection. The liver appears green in case of Staphylococcus infection or blockage of bile. The liver appears yellow in case of fatty liver hemorrhagic syndrome, also in jaundice case, in aflatoxicosis case. So these are some changes in the liver. In this diagram, in the first diagram, you see a enlarged liver. How will you notice that the liver is enlarged? You notice the contours, the edges. If the edges is round, if the edge become round, it means that there is hepatomegaly, the liver is enlarged, and there is mottling and necrosis, mottled necrosis in this diagram. In this diagram, there is severe mottling. You can see severe mottling in this diagram. And in this diagram, there is focal necrosis, as you see in the case of typhoid, also in cholera, focal pinpoint necrotic area over the liver. In this diagram, you can see basically the fibrin deposition. Fibrin deposition. This yellow sheet like this is the fibrin. And in this diagram, the liver is this case of aspergillosis. You can see small yellowish nodules over the, sorry, it is a case of tuberculosis. So small nodules, gritty over the liver, it is a case of tuberculosis. And this yellowish appearance of the liver, it is a fatty liver syndrome. Regarding kidney, it can be swollen and there will be clear-cut urate deposits. So when urate deposits in the tubules of the kidney, so it will appear swollen and whitish, as you can see in this diagram. The kidney is appearing whitish and highly swollen. So this is a case of gout, renal gout basically. It can be seen in case of renal gout due to any uh, reason. It can also be seen in case of infectious bronchitis, particularly Holte or gray stain, which are nephrotoxic. In case of IBD also, in case of nephrosis due to any region. The kidney, you can see in the kidney sac filled with fluid, that is cyst. So cyst can be due to various reasons. The mottling, you can see the mottling in the kidney. So that indicates nephrosis, and it is usually due to uh, nephrotoxic strain of infectious bronchitis. So here it is a good picture showing urate deposits over the kidney, in the kidney, white, swollen. Okay. Here you can see nephrotic changes. It is slightly congested, reddened, the whole kidney. It is a upper lobe. You know there is three lobe: anterior, middle, and posterior lobe. So particularly in the anterior lobe, you can see the swelling and the congestion. So this indicates nephrosis of the kidney. Now this is the last slide for today. So you can see in the body cavity, examine under the body cavity as a whole. In the body cavity, if you observe excess of fat, yellowish fat deposited all around the body cavity, it is a case of fatty liver hemorrhagic syndrome. It is due to some mental problems, feeding some excess dietary, some different types of diets. It can also be case of aflatoxins. If you see large blood clots inside the body cavity, there can be aortic rupture, particularly in the cavity, lung cavity, in the lung. You can see all around the lung there will be the presence of blood clot. Also in case of fatty liver hemorrhagic syndrome, if there is straw colored fluid in the body cavity, it indicates ascites. Ascites is not a disease but a condition, but it can be also seen in case of lymphoid leukosis. If there is presence of milky fluid, it is a case of peritonitis. So in this diagram, first one, you can see it is a case of uh, ascites. I have not opened body cavity. In this diagram, the body cavity is not open, but it is apparently highly enlarged, filled with fluid. It is a case of ascites. In this, you can see egg peritonitis. Due to rupture of the egg in the abdominal cavity, it will lead to egg peritonitis, which is slightly yellow due to presence of yolk. So these are some different conditions. These are some different reasons in poultry. There might be some more, but I have tried to incorporate the most important findings. And at last, I am again telling you that in the upcoming class, either in this week or in the coming week, we will deal with the findings in different diseases. So you should not miss this class, particularly the upcoming class. That will not only help you in your practical class, but also in your theoretical examination, or particularly during the short notes and the objectives. So this was all about today class. If you have any problem, you can discuss. You can discuss any problem. If you have any point to discuss, you unmute yourself and you can share your views. Something or discuss something, you are free. So, so it was last class of today. So you are free. You have time. You can put your problems and doubts.